Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're just going to give everybody a moment to join and then we'll get started. Thanks for sitting tight for 1 second. We do want to start on time today. We appreciate you joining us. Thanks so much. Give everyone one more minute.
Hope everyone get a second coffee, long day of sessions, I get my third coffee, but it's a
Gotta stay hydrated.
It's late here, right?
Perfect. All right, we've got quite a few folks joining, so I think that we'll get started now. Thank you, everybody, again for joining us, FormFest 2026. My name is Seychelle. It's great to meet with you. I guess just a little bit of housekeeping to begin with. Yes, this session is going to be recorded. Please feel welcome to use the Q&A box on the screen to submit questions. And there are also resource links on the screen you may find useful. At the end, we're also going to provide some more resources and information when we wrap up. So again, my name is Seychelle. In terms of my role here with Form Assembly, I'm coming up on 7 years with the team. It's been a real pleasure. My focus is on supporting folks, our customers primarily in EMEA, and I also work with our partners as well and support our team more globally across APAC. I'd like to throw it to my colleague Jacob as well, just to introduce himself, and then we'll get started.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Jacob Vlodek. I'm a senior software engineer here in Form Assembly. I've been with the company for about 4 years right now. The fun fact, I actually was a part of the team that built e-signature and document generation that we're going to show you today. So if everything goes well, then you're welcome. And if something doesn't go as planned, then we can call it a live demo moment. But basically, that's it for the introduction. Back to you, Seychelle.
Thanks, Jacob. Awesome, team. So today we're going to look at a few different things. This is a nice overview for us to get into a little bit more detail. What we're going to talk about is the ability with folks to consolidate your use of different tools to Form Assembly. So when people think about Form Assembly, they often focus on forms, but there's a few other things that we can do. Of course, today we're going to be highlighting our workflow builder. It's a visual no-code canvas, very flexible to create more robust use cases. As Jacob just touched on, he was part of the team that built our document generation functionality and e-signature. And then, of course, given that we've been a Salesforce Gold partner since 2008, we're supporting over 5,000 Salesforce customers. We thought it makes sense to just share a little bit about how Salesforce users integrate this functionality as well. So that's where we're going to wrap up today. But essentially to give you an idea about the flexibility of what the platform can do. So to that end, I'm going to go ahead and give us a bit of a walkthrough of workflow. So as a starting point, as I touched on, it's a visual canvas to create multi-form processes and automation. So it's not about sort of single static forms. It's about creating really, really customizable journeys. And again, it's all with Form Assembly's no-code take. For those that use Salesforce, you're going to see it's quite familiar. We want to make it easy for you to kind of adopt this. A lot of folks will use the automation and flows in Salesforce, but then they'll use Form Assembly as the source of truth for the automation around the forms themselves. So all I've done is I've come in here and I select all these different actions and steps to create these processes. We have a number of integrations, of course, and here our document and e-signature steps, which Jacob will get into. So it's a really great way to actually visualize what you're doing to create those customized journeys and that flexibility to deal with maybe different audiences from one workflow, which is really nice. The cool thing with workflow as well is that you can add a pre-fill and a submit to connected to Salesforce between each and every form in the workflow. So this can really create a dialogue with Salesforce data. Based on what folks enter, you could check Salesforce and then pre-fill information for them, whatever might be useful. We've also recently just launched a brand new Salesforce connector. I won't nerd out too much on the differences, but just to say it's really, really cool. We've taken on years of customer feedback, so I encourage you to sort of check that out. So yeah, this is hopefully a kind of a good start, and I'll throw it to you, Jacob, to continue on. Thanks so much.
Cool. Thank you, Seychelle. I see on chat there were some problems with screen. Let me double check.
Let's see if I can enlarge it, folks.
just to make sure, do you guys see okay my screen? Just
I
want to
can,
make
yeah.
sure that,
Yeah, do the full share, maybe Jacob.
yeah, okay. Oh, sorry. Actually, I want to go back. Okay. Okay, so hopefully everything is good on the sharing side. But in my first demo, actually live demo, I'm going to show you the ND submission workflow. So basically, we're going to start simple. We're going to build a form. Actually, the form is already pre-built, but we're going to add it to the workflow. We're going to then generate an NDA document, PDF from that form. After that, I'll try to sign it with e-signature. At the end, it's going to land in the Google Drive. So that's the plan for my demo. So let's go ahead and switch to the form builder. Actually, I was testing something here before the demo, so maybe let's go to the first screen. So that's the screen that you're going to see once you're gonna click trial button, set up an instance. This is what you're gonna see in your form assembly instance. As you can see, I have two workflows. I already pre-built something just in case the demo, live demo rule hits and something is not working. But I also pre-built forms, so to a little bit speed up the demo of the e-signature. So when I open the workflow assets and hit the forms, I can see I have two forms on my form list. The first one is already like a pre-built one on your instance, just like an example, what you can do. And the second one is the NDA that I pre-built. And yeah, perfect. I can see my form. Just, if you attended previous sessions, you've probably already seen what Faye can do, how Faye can set up quickly your form. The same I did for this form. I use Faye to quickly bootstrap the form. I think Faye is great for like completing 90% of your like initial setup. Then you have to spend a little bit more time doing the 10% cleanup. But basically, that's what I did here. As you can see, that's my non-disclosure agreement here. I'm gonna fill basic signing information. I'm gonna put some purpose and scope, and I have all legal fun stuff in the next section. At the end, I get acknowledgement, the checkbox, and also the button. Okay, perfect. So actually, we can go ahead and quit the form builder. And actually, let's try to build that workflow. I'm going to go ahead, click on the new workflow, and I'm going to select the blank workflow page. Let's put the name. We can put forth as demo, perfect. And now I can select the form. And basically, the first step, selecting the form, I can put a description. I can, leave it as a default one and navigate to the configure tab where I can select the form. As you saw previously, I have two forms on my instance. So right now I'm going to go ahead and select the NDA. I don't need to actually import anything. I would just leave it like as is. And as you see, it's a green, so my setup is correct. I have also additional options, but I'm not going to select and save and resume or review before submit. I don't need that for this form. What you might need in your first form is definitely worth checking the spam bot protection. We see it in form assembly. There are a lot of malicious bots that crawling websites. So if your form is public facing, definitely worth checking our new addition Alcha. Is a little bit less annoying than reCAPTCHA, but can help you protect your form against against the bots that crawl your site almost every day. Okay, I've got my form. I can go ahead and click add another step, and my plan here is to actually connect an e-signature. So I can go ahead and select e-signature. Again, I can put the step details, step name. I will leave it as is and navigate right away to the Documents tab. In the Documents tab, what I can do in this simple flow, I basically have the drop-down. In the drop-down, I can select a previous form. So this is that simple e-signature step where we're actually going to sign a form. But if you make your workflow workflow is really robust, right? You can have like multiple steps. You've probably already seen that you can have branches, you can have ifs, you can have approvals and everything. Also, you can have multiple forms. So if you decide to select another form here, I can just show you that. Then your dropdown will have not one but two forms, right? If you decide to have 3 forms, 4 forms, the same, that dropdown is going to populate it with all the forms that you have in your instance. And for this case, for this simple e-signature, you can select only one, right? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and delete that form. I don't need that right now. Let's go back to e-signature. Let's select NDA, perfect, it's green. The configuration is okay. Okay, let me navigate to the third tab where I choose the signer. So again, it's a simple e-signature, and what I can do, will do in this flow, I'm going to select a form field. Workflow will automatically map all email type fields from your form. So as you can see, I have one email address, and only one email address will appear in the dropdown. Why do I need like the rest of the options? Like value formula is used basically if you need a formula, so you need some calculated value from different fields that you get, or you can just type like a fixed fixed email. That is not really handy in this simple flow, but that might be useful when you have like a document that you want to, like multiple people need to sign, need to approve. You have like 3-4 people approving, and those are all the time the same people. This is where you can decide maybe to choose that option, right? The third option is variable. So if you were on the previous FormFest demos, I think Asuka demoed how you can get the variable from different connectors. That's also possible in that field. But let's go simple. I'm just gonna go ahead and choose email address. And everything got green actually. Nothing. I don't need to configure anything. Just a reminder: you have a notifications tab. There's like 4 options. There's like optional where you can customize your emails that go to users. Play with sender email addresses, subject, email content, so you can customize to your needs. I would just leave default values. I think they're fine. Okay, so I've got e-signature, I've got form. Let me build the last step. Actually, I want to put everything to the Google Drive. I'm gonna go ahead, select the connector. As you can see, we have plenty of connectors here. I'm gonna select the Google Drive. Same here, description, I will just leave it default. And I'm gonna go ahead and select the authorization. On the authorization, I've already got my authorization to the Google, and I can select one. If you want to add your, at the first start, you're gonna do that. Then you have to click it, put the name, hit connect button, and basically authorize your account with the Google. That's simple, easy, shouldn't be a problem. Okay, let me actually select my authorization that I pre-built before. Perfect. And now let me navigate to the configuration tab, where actually I can again select file, and this will be generated a signature that I got from this step. The same as I explained with the documents dropdown before in the signature step. Workflow automatically detects all files that you generate in your workflow. So if you have multiple steps, multiple forms, documents in your workflow, everything you will see on the dropdown. Okay, let me go ahead and select e-signature, and let me select destination. A connector will pull everything from my Google Drive. It can be a lot of documents, but that handles pretty well. For the FormFest case, I have the FormFest demo folder that I pre-prepared. And I actually don't need any subfolder for this one, so I would just leave it blank. Also, I don't need any return variables for that. So actually, I think that looks complete. Let me try to save it, and let's see if that works. I can go ahead, click share, copy the URL. Let's open it here. boom, I've got my form. Perfect. I already got my data here. So we can make it quicker. Department, we can call it form fest. Perfect. Let's assume that I read all the legal documents here. Okay, actually I can submit and sign it. Perfect. After started, I already got an email, so let's go ahead and navigate. Oh, I've got an email, perfect. Let's actually review the document I got. Wow, okay. As you see, the system mapped perfectly the form. I got my sign information, I got my purpose and scope, I got my legal text. Awesome. So maybe let's start and see what I'm going to get navigated to. Oh, wow. Okay. I've got the signature. So when I click on it, I can actually draw my signature. But since I'm a terrible drawer, I can actually type it. Amazing. I've got my signature here in the document. I can go ahead next. I don't have any other signature in the document. And I can click finish it. Beautiful. My document got signed. I should get an email. Oh, I've got also event reminders on my email. But boom, I have the final email. So what I can do, I can access the signature view where I can download my document and see the audit log. This is more for like a compliance thing, but actually we want to check if everything went right with the Google Drive. And as you can see, boom, I've got my PDF. Everything is there. Is signature correct? Yes, and signature is correct. So as you can see, everything worked. I've got my signed document. That is the simplest flow that we have for the ESIG. And actually, I'll pass it to Seychelles. Seychelles will show you like more advanced use case of the DocGen where you can actually, add like a document pre-generated and also add the multiple signers to the document. So
yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for walking us through that. So yeah, team, just to pivot today back to Salesforce here. So a lot of customers do mention to us that they want to streamline the process for their team internally. Oftentimes, of course, we want to make Salesforce the source of truth. You might have a bunch of automation and forms and all sorts of good stuff created in form assembly, but ultimately we want staff to be able to distribute things from Salesforce. So just to touch on a couple of things here quickly, forms can be used either hosted on the record itself, maybe even using merge fields. It could be pre-filled and ready to grab for your team and distribute. You can, of course, embed forms in Lightning pages too. You can use us in email templates, which is really nice. Whatever record it's sent from, it will dynamically pre-fill. And of course, you can bulk email with Salesforce too. So sometimes folks will, create a report and bulk email and everybody will receive a custom link. The other thing that I've also seen folks do is use form assembly with custom buttons. So just an example today, and to answer some of the questions in the Q&A so far, yes, we can absolutely do e-signature. So I'll just pull this up for us quickly and talk us through this. So I've pre-filled some data. I'm also giving the team a chance today to actually add some information. Maybe they want to tweak or change what's pre-filled or add something that they know about the client or the terms of service or whatever it might be. So I'm giving them an opportunity to modify that, like the contract that goes out today. Also, if we wanted to, we could have just a little bit of custom code on this form and it would auto submit so the team don't even have to touch it. That's just an option. And I've pre-filled who's signing today for simplicity. And I'll just quickly walk us through this so that we can see the multi-signature process. And then of course, we'll see that document in Salesforce. Just give this a minute to come through. Nice. I'll go ahead and finish off that document here. Now we can see that information that I pre-filled from Salesforce and modified. So if I wanted to these documents can work with conditional logic and dependencies and stuff. So depending on maybe what's pre-filled or what's added into the form, you could actually change out the document that's produced at the end. So some customers have expressed frustration where their team have to create, different templates every time or go in and adjust, or that certainly, doesn't have to be the case here. We want to make it really simple for you guys to use maybe one template or a streamlined process to serve multiple audiences or requirements there. And of course, those documents will come in per best practice. Of course, everybody, as we saw in Jacob's presentation, will receive a copy as well. And we've sent it to Salesforce today. We certainly could have also, in Jacob's case, sent it to Google Drive or something like that too. So that is our e-signature completed today, which is great. I'll just go ahead and come back to our slide check and we can finish off with our nice summary. So again, today we looked at our workflow builder where you can move away from manual processes. A lot of time folks come to us with very specific use cases, contracts, document generation, onboarding, surveys, you name it, but they don't actually think about the processes that happen around it. And often that's where the inefficiencies come up. So workflow allows you to automate processes. You can pass data between different people. There's so much that we didn't really touch on today, but hopefully some of the other FormFest presentations are. So have a think about what happens around the process, around the e-signature or document use case. We've obviously touched on multiple signers here today, how you could potentially consolidate your tech stack instead of having multiple tools for the same, for different processes. Think about form assembly for forms, document generation, e-signature, and more. And then, of course, using us within Salesforce if you want to as well. And then lastly, we do have bidirectional integration with Salesforce, pre-filling and lookups within the form itself, and also that awesome new V3 connector where you can pre-fill and push between each and every form in the workflow, really creating a dialogue with Salesforce data. So to that end, we will wrap up today and have a quick look at a couple questions. So just taking a view at these here. Thank you, everybody, for submitting those. So Tina, thank you for asking about two signatories. Obviously, we touched on that today. Certainly, you've raised a very good use case, which is things like students and parents that need to sign. The ability also to move data between different forms and different people where you can assign forms means that we often see those kinds of use cases where there's multiple stakeholders involved. Let's see if there's anything else here. Okay, so I did touch on this as well, conditional routing. So yes, with the workflow builder, you can create those conditional pathways. So that would be another way where you could have maybe different document templates sent based on the user's region or department or whatever that use case might be. So you have, the ability for the document to be dynamic, but also the process itself with workflow. Jacob, I'll throw to you. Did you want to answer any other questions before we wrap today?
Yeah, I see a couple questions about multiple signatures. I think Seychelles kind of covered multiple signatures. Sorry, I didn't have time to show you everything, but basically it's the similar flow. It requires just the document generation step where you attach a document, where you put your signature tags on the document, and then you can map them in that E6 step that I was showing. Basically works the same. You just get multiple signers on that list, not the one signer, but you can get multiple signers, and it maps to your document. So basically you can get as many signers as you want. So I see a question about the student and the parent. So yes, that's possible. You can get the student and parent over there. You can just map everything correctly over there. So yeah, that's possible.
Great. So yeah, thank you so much for some of these questions. We're not going to be able to get to all of them today, just given time, and we want to make sure you have a bit of a breather before any other sessions that you're joining. So we'll go ahead and wrap up. I'll answer one last question. Somebody's asked about whether they have access in their account. So please do reach out to us if you're already using Form Assembly and would like to learn more, and we can make sure that you're directed to the right point of contact or your customer success manager, etc. And we can make sure that you do have that functionality. So just to kind of wrap us up again today, thank you so much for joining. It's really a pleasure to be able to share, the latest and greatest with Form Assembly and to hopefully support you with some of these use cases. Just to call out a couple of resources, we do have a really robust knowledge center. Go ahead and check that out. If you haven't seen it already, we have a new AI agent, Faye. She's an awesome co-pilot to help you build your forms and manage functionality. You can also use the new AI-powered file to web form functionality where you can import existing document use cases. So if you've already got those in other platforms, take a screenshot, download them in a range of formats, whatever it might be. You can upload that to the platform and we'll rebuild that for you straight away. It's really phenomenal. It'll help you get up and running very quickly. And then lastly, we do have a new Form Assembly Academy launching soon. We're very excited to support folks with getting up and running easily. So do keep an eye out for that. That's launched this week. Awesome. All righty. Well, thank you, everybody. We appreciate your time today. Have a lovely rest of your week. Take care.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.